go ahead and get started.
I mean, we should, but we could keep talking about the
Yeah, for another half hour.
Let's do
We are
it.
wasting my battery life.
But,
Look, it's not wasting if you're enjoying.
Look, no, here's the thing. I could just unplug my headphones, mute myself, and charge this thing. And I could have done that for the past 15 minutes.
But then you would have missed out on all this stuff. You wouldn't.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have. I would have put everyone on speaker.
You wouldn't know about the fate of Jiminy Cricket.
You know, the lovable Disney mascot.
Yeah, the one that got crushed at the start, and then, like, doesn't he, like, hallucinate about him later?
I don't know. I haven't actually read it.
I haven't either.
what, Hunchback?
No, Pinocchio. But also Hunchback.
I read... what was it? I think... Did I read the... I might have read a slightly abridged version. But I know it was the Victor Hugo version. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just trying to make a decision if I'm making a DM decision at the moment.
While you're thinking, I just have to say, the best version of all those fairy tales is the Stinky Cheese Man versions. Those are amazing.
I've never heard those.
You will not regret it.
Stinky Cheese Man.
We should all watch it while we wait for pizza.
Well,
yeah. You wanted the
Let's
session?
find out if we are.
Clearly, this is conversation time.
Stinky Cheese Man is a gingerbread man XP.
Maybe I should, have it from just set the official session time. Like we're starting at half after and ending at half after. Clearly,
Well, what you need to do is say it's going to start at half before. Then everyone will rush over earlier.
I mean, I popped into voice.
And then everyone will be half hour late, which is actually at 1 o'clock.
I popped in early and OC is like, oh no, one of my players is here.
Well, okay, out of fairness, that was an anomaly. That's not normal. Normally, I'm not just about to ask for some for some advice, DM-related advice to my story, right when one of my players is about to pop in.
From another DM.
Yes. So that was
It's like, why you kept asking, why is my campaign turning into a dating sim? What do I do?
obviously embrace it.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was what the Elder
sure
Scrolls.
is kidnapped right now.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Now that it's half past. My face feels like fire. Oh, I really wanted to shave this morning. Oh, so be it. All right. Thanks so much for showing up. So, been a couple of weeks. As a small recap, y'all went to Snowdawn. Y'all talked to them, had a fairly pleasant conversation, during the which you discovered that Velvet apparently had been kidnapped by the crime scene.
Velvet?
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 I meant to say Vixen.
That's not my GF.
No. Velvet is not your GF.
Velvet isn't even in the campaign.
No, let's find Velvet and beat her up.
I mean,
Matter of
she is.
principle.
She is. I mean, she is technically in range somewhere.
This is what you get for.
Whoa! We just got
competing
canon
with
information.
Well, I mean, this is Foenum, like the champion.
this is
I mentioned
obvious.
before. The game starts with the champions heading towards the capital. That's the time. Like, Act 1 started at the same time the game started, and this one is a few months later.
Yes. So let's go beat up Velvet and be like, this is what you get for competing with Vixen.
In fact, the arena, the Coliseum, it had a somewhat recent change of policy where before they just had different tiers of,
Yes, don't talk
ability.
about that.
and then they divided martial.
No.
Divided it because of a certain ungulate's participation.
But that's not important.
That said, discovered that Vixen had been kidnapped by the crime syndicate known as the Sisters Grom.
Wait, what Velvet Divide?
It was the tournament thing.
Oh yeah, I still don't understand, like, as a player, why you said that.
Yeah, no, we'll ignore it.
Good. I'm
Moving
glad.
on.
Hi, my nose is congested. Anyways, so and apparently Oystein was one who had hired the Sisters Grom to do this.
Oh, did we know that?
Yes, that was revealed. Apparently, House
Yes, that was revealed.
uncovered that information.
I knew they had done it, but I didn't recall hearing that he had hired them.
Yes, they said.
Man, give
Did you
give
see what I did
Dandy
in Roll20?
fortune telling Kirk.
Yep, that.
Oh my word!
Yep, that happened.
That's a thing.
Well,
Give this guy a medal.
So, he gets 2 magic items, is that right?
and
Danny's OP as it is.
Johann, the old guy, the old assistant to the late Duke of Winterfrost, had shown up and told the party they'd been following Oystein's movements, and that Oystein had commissioned the exact same ship and crew that the party had commissioned when they went up north, and that Oystein himself had also headed up. And there's a lot of other information that was devolved. There was a lot of talking. And the group deposited Atrophy McGee into the Snow Dawn, who were like, "You didn't murder him to death. Why?" And yeah, and we'll go ahead and pick up. They asked, they said, "All right, we'll gather some things for you guys. Meet us at the front entrance, and we will basically give you things to help out." And that's what we'll pick up. So as you guys arrive, or shortly after you guys arrive at the entrance to the estate, hold on just a second.
Wait, where are we going?
Well, we're opening up. So, hold on, I forgot her name. This is the one.
Sprite
Scroll
Slaver?
to my notes as well.
Here, okay.
Did you put that
Slavery
forward?
is bad, and you should feel bad.
There we go. Dawn.
Wait, where are we?
All right.
Oh, there we are.
So, Dawn Snowleaf, the Archmage and head of the Snow Dawn family, had asked you guys to go to the entrance of their estate, and there they would meet with you guys and basically give you.
So, actually, I have a question that
Yes.
probably should be asked in character. Oh, why is she named Snowleaf if she's a Snowdawn?
Because this has been explained. She's not a real Snowdawn.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, you can ask that, but
That apparently happens a lot since Vixen was also adopted into the family.
the question is, would you like me to tell you in character or out of character the answer to that question? because
I guess we'll just ask later.
anyways, she'd asked you to head to the entrance, and they would give you stuff. And we'll pick up because I presume, if I recall, you all decide to go. So that's where we're picking up. We're picking up at the entrance to the Snowdon Estate, with you guys more or less waiting on them to bring you whatever they said they were going to bring you.
We're waiting on our pizza.
Yes.
Yep.
You do not wait long, however.
Oh, sorry, I ate it.
Plus
You
one
know it
pizza
all.
of smiting.
Maybe all of like 2 or 3 minutes.
this.
Although, presumably for Baiguang, it feels like several hours.
Oh yeah, he's tapping his foot impatiently.
And, you mean hoof? Sorry.
Just because they have hooves doesn't mean they don't have feet.
Exactly.
Touche. A messenger.
He's tapping his fingers.
One of the servants comes up and addresses the party and bows his head.
The hoof just makes it louder.
Mistress Snowleaf would actually request your presence once more and apologizes for the confusion. Please, follow me. This won't take long, he says, looking apologetically at Baiguang.
He keeps himself composed. Very well.
He then heads back into the family complex, and I presume you guys follow?
Sure.
Yes.
All right.
I do burn myself giving Baiguan a pat on the back.
It's a short walk, and you're taken down into what appears to be some sort of almost a safe room. Well, it's the entrance there too, and Dawn is standing out there in front. She smiles as the group approaches, and she indicates behind her a heavy door covered in sigils. That there's our family vault. Since you're heading in to do something so dangerous and so important to us, we felt it be proper to loan you items that we feel that you feel would be helpful to you. We will need these items back, but we feel that it'd be better for you to use them than to not. So I wanted to ask each of you what you thought would be helpful. Baiguang, she looks over. I know you've always admired this weapon, and given the circumstance, I wouldn't mind if you were to use it. She walks up to the sigils and places her and moves her hoof over them, and they light up. And a moment later, the door, they're on a wall, and the wall just sort of vanishes. And behind it, you see. It's not exactly a treasure room, like piles of money, but this is where the family obviously keeps most of its finances and goods and other such things. It's all, fairly neatly organized and all that jazz. She walks in and comes back a moment later with what appears to be a blade made of pure frozen ice and hands it to him. I know you're more into fire and whatnot, but we don't exactly have a lot of fire. We don't have a lot of fire magic around for obvious reasons. But I think this would be helpful. Baiguang, you're bequeathed a flame tongue, although everything refers to fire is cold.
Copycat.
Puppy cat?
Puppy cat.
I mean, I find it amusing. I found it amusing that you mentioned that. Considering I found that really funny because I was like, all right, this is what I'll give Baiguang. I'll just change the flavor text. And then you mentioned that. I was like, well, that's kind of funny. Oh well, moving on.
That's exactly what Zero did.
Gotta go fix my Roll20 sheet now.
Okay.
Oh well.
She then turns.
Yes, his eyes widen a bit and he grins despite himself as he accepts it.
Remember, this is on loan.
Of course, of course.
She then turns to the rest of the group. What might I give to each of you? What might I give to the rest of you?
Hmm.
What would you find to be useful, Dandy?
Actually, for flavor, I'm going to roll Arcana to see if
Oh.
Sai actually spots something useful herself.
Go right ahead. Right, I forgot.
Dan-
I knew I recognized Dandy.
She does.
I knew I recognized Dandy's last name from somewhere. What an unfortunate choice.
I've told you this.
Well, I forgot. Just sort of dawned on me the other day. I was like, hey.
I mean, that is indirectly the reference, but
And it's a fun and it's a fun surname. Anyways,
anyway.
so you,
I'll,
go ahead.
Well, do you have anything that, that's good for your, like, healing people? You know?
She thinks for a moment. Yes. Yes, I have something. One moment.
The healing stick of cure light wounds.
A potion. It's a potion of, like, healing word.
It's
No.
a potion of healing word. That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard.
That's the point.
It's a ranged weapon. You throw it at your ally. After a moment, she returns back with what appears to be, a staff. Good old-fashioned staff. It doesn't look like much, I will admit. But it's underwhelming. Its underwhelming design is part of the point.
You can use it as a cast.
Yeah.
It's just a stick.
She hands it to him. That staff is actually infused with incredibly powerful healing magic. Use it carefully and use it wisely.
Understood.
And yes, you spot something that would be quite lovely to use.
And she approaches it
Well,
and touches it.
you guys are currently outside of the chamber. Dawn is sort
Oh,
of
well,
standing between.
okay, she points to it then.
Okay. She looks back.
That one right there. Tell me, does that do what I think it does?
She grins a bit and looks back. Well, it might. Are you you're a bit of an arcane scholar, I take it?
Yes. Yes.
Well, she chuckles slightly. Pop quiz, what is it?
That there will help with my defenses if... Oh my gosh, I actually didn't think this through.
Cloak of displacement.
Well, the question is, what is the item in question? Because I don't know. Like, this is...
I actually PM'd it to you, but I guess you were already offline.
Oh, so
it was the
you are-
bracers of defense.
Okay, I gotcha.
Like, clearly you should have just went with
Cloak of displacement.
Cloak of displacement. So you get
Bracers of
enemies
bracers of
always get
defense are
disadvantage.
more. Bracers of defense are more in immediate use. Like, constantly.
She looks back. That's correct.
Uh,
She goes back and grabs what appears to be a couple of anklets and brings them to Sae. The reward with a powerful reflection. Generally speaking, they help to discourage the blows from enemies to find your flesh. A perfectly reasonable and very safe choice. She hands them to you.
Sai accepts them and promptly puts them on.
Dandy's thinking to himself. He goes,
And you, Miss Winterblood?
Do you have something for subduing? I don't like blood on my hands. On my hooves.
I believe I might have something. Is there a certain item you had in mind?
Yes.
And what's the item?
It was the give me just a second. Bands of binding. Iron bands of binding.
Gotcha. Give me this. Why not?
It's a net that doesn't give you disadvantage whenever you use it.
Iron bands of binding, you said?
Yes.
I'm just looking them up real quick to make sure I have them account.
It might be called iron bands of blah blah blah.
Valaro.
Yeah, that one.
What is the iron band? Well, that's what it starts. Yep.
It's a Pokeball.
Oh, okay. Then that's changed restraint.
That's a strength check, not a strength save, right?
Yes.
Yeah, strength checks.
Cool.
Okay.
actually, now that I think about it, I think that there might be a bigger priority for me.
She actually laughs a little. Oh yes, I know exactly the thing. We actually used it when we're training our guards.
Wait, hang on. Oh, see, what are you doing? Because the other weapon, the other item I suggested was actually a very rare thing, and I couldn't take it.
What, the staff?
Not the. Here, let me just send it. It was something I didn't post to you yet. I've never actually posted this before.
Oh no.
Why are you doing that?
No.
I need to go check on my room.
So
He hands back the staff. With Baigong and I on doing our work, we probably won't need the healing.
one moment, Damien. Dawn is actively talking to.
Oh, whoops, sorry. I thought you were.
No, I was talking to Corvine.
Oh. Excuse me.
Is there not? Anyways, like I said, she laughs a bit. I have just the thing. We use it when we're training our guards. It's an exercise to test their physical strength. She heads in and grabs what appears to be a pair of manacles. Here.
It's not manacles.
I know.
Okay.
She hands them to you. What you do is you utter a command word. You'll see it here. It's on the inside of the cuff. And they fly towards the designated target and latch onto its legs and then come together, restricting their movement and making them unable to move unless they're sufficiently strong to break free.
Okay.
I hope that's what you were looking for.
This should work. How far can they move?
Oh, you mean once it's latched onto them?
Would be when you're telling it to latch onto someone.
Oh, how far does it reach?
Yes.
Ah. The pause is not canon. The pause is me going back through.
Mhm.
I had to switch to. Hold on a second. Okay. She ponders for a moment. If you remember, just outside of her gate, immediately to your left, there's a building with a red thatched roof. It's roughly equivalent to the same length of that building.
Hmm.
It's 12 squares specifically.
That should be more than enough. Thank you.
And Mr. Baudelaire, I suspect there's some hesitation.
This is possibly not what we need.
Oh, is that so?
From what I saw from what we fought just now, I suspect that we'll probably see a lot of spellcasters who will try to mess with my mind.
She shakes her head somewhat. If you're going against the syndicate, that would be so. The sisters Grom are more. They're more straightforward, relatively speaking. They're not quite the greenbacks, who are brutes, but they don't.
However, we may have issues if there's the potential that both were hired.
She ponders for a minute. This is true. Well, I shall give you. If you feel that particular staff will not suit your needs, what do you feel will?
I know there is something that can dissuade people from messing with my mind for fear of retaliation. Well, I mean that's a fancy way of putting it. Basically, it just turns any sort of enchantment back towards someone.
It sounds like you're describing to me some sort of mind shielding ability, enchantment.
It's actually it's the staff of charming.
Yes.
I'm aware it's the staff of charming. The way Danny has described it. Sounds like he's a defensive.
I know.
She thinks for a minute.
And also something I can hit people with. That'll also be fun.
That's important.
She smiles. I do have something that offers mind shielding, but Mr. Boulder, do you appreciate irony?
I do, in fact.
How would you feel about a staff that it doesn't admittedly so much protect you, but it gives you the same ability to influence them that they might toss upon you?
I think I like that quite a lot.
She holds out her hoof to take the staff.
I give it up.
She heads back in and brings out a staff. This one is a bit more ostentatious. It looks like something you would expect a a traveling magician to sort of have. A little over the top. It looks, it's a little bawdy. It almost looks fake. Like it's like someone was trying really hard to look like they were making a magic staff.
But is it fabulous?
Of course.
Then give me that stuff.
She hands the staff to you with a bit of a weird smile.
Hold on. Are you really sure you want to take this based on an encounter with the Syndicate?
Of course.
I might want to let you know the Syndicate is not affiliated with the Sisters Grum.
They are
Those
affiliated
would come in handy.
area, however.
The Sisters Grum is not affiliated with anyone.
Still could come in handy. Besides, we have enough healing already.
Fair enough.
No, you're in here as Sarah. That's right. Don't mind me. Secret DM notes.
He's tippity tapping away.
Oh, no.
Wonder who it's to.
Next to you.
No, it's Dandy. Secret Dandy notes.
Cactus! We all know it's not being sent to you because you keep secrets.
Exactly. Also, Sai-Hong is gay.
Oh no.
No.
Oh! Opportunity. That sort of relationship could never become awkward.
Turns out the only straight
Turns out what?
turns out the only straight member of the party is Bai Guang.
Oh my.
Ironic given his name. Anyways,
Sad.
Really
I
bad.
appreciated it.
really bad jokes aside.
Sad bagged.
What?
Sandbagged.
You got sandbagged.
It means no response.
No acknowledgement. That flow was stymied.
She then turns towards cardboard Amber and
It says, here's a cardboard item. Its
Yes.
magical ability
Yes,
is it
enhance
can
your-
transform into one real item.
and it pulls out from her hammer space a cardboard item and hands it to cardboard Amber.
No,
so-
she doesn't pull it from her hammer space. She pulls it from Zero's hammer space.
Clearly. As I actually take a moment to see if
It is for some reason in this vault.
okay then. Yeah, whatever. She recently got a cloak, so or no, did Sae take that? No, she took it. That's right.
Amber's got it.
Amber has the cloak, so I not it.
She don't need no magic item.
What? But she's probably got less magic items than everyone else.
Well, if Amber joins us, then she'll have a nice item.
Okay.
At that point, Dawn then after that, Dawn turns around and raises her hoof, and the wall immediately materializes, and the runes flare into existence on its surface.
Oh, jeez.
She then lifts her hoof off the wall and turns around. Sorry for the delay, Oh, and there's one more thing. Now, so it's the servant. The servant's off. We'll be giving each of you 200 gold pieces for the information acquisition and anything else you might need for this mission.
Oh,
Neutral face.
Just
That's
please,
a lot of gold.
if you can, bring Vixen back.
Understood.
Bagwang nods solemnly.
So, since this is an open world adventure, we just go off and do our own
Yeah,
thing.
this is where we do all the side quests and
No.
then rescue Vixen.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you know, time isn't gonna stand still. Just tossing that out there.
Well, yeah, but
also Bagwang isn't going to stand still.
everything is on a time limit.
There's a secret timer that's ticking at the moment.
Just look up to the moon.
Everything is urgent. This is not an open world game.
I mean, I'm not. You guys don't have to. If you really want to, you could Galvant off. You could brain
Yeah,
right.
if we really want to, we could just let Rain die.
Bagwang will
That's
go by
definitely-
himself.
That is technically an option you guys can pursue. I would be a little sad if you did that, but I'm not going to stop
Let's
you.
go see the Grums.
Grumble, grumble.
Look, I'm just saying this doesn't really feel like an open world game. Because everything has been urgent.
I mean, I'm not going to argue that point.
It's just an open world game with a time frame that makes sense.
It's
Like-
Well, also, it's one with a lot of stuff that's like, you gotta do this right now, or millions of people will die.
Can we talk about this later when he asks for
Okay.
feedback and then we just be silent?
a settlement needs your help. Anyways, that said, did you want to ask about her last name since we're here?
Oh, sure.
No, go right ahead.
I forget what was her last name.
Snowleaf.
Snowleaf, that's right. So, I was wondering,
Yes.
why is her name Dawn Snowleaf?
Oh,
That's not simply to avoid redundancy, right?
she sighs. She smiles and sighs a little sadly. It's a long story, but I'll keep it very short. My husband was adopted into the family at a very young age and became part of the Snowdon family, but elected to keep his original surname. Well, the old patriarch, passed away, and technically speaking, the house should have fallen to Ileana, but as you can see, she's unfit. So then,
Bagwang
would've-
snorts.
So then it would have fallen to Espen. However, he abdicated his position to my husband. Espen is much more of a scholar than any sort of leader, and simply wanted to spend his time in study and teaching. My husband was willing and able, and then, well, then the accident happened, and now my husband is no longer fit to lead the house. So, she shrugs. Leadership fell upon my shoulders.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's a funny turn of events, really. I was born to a very small family, and yet here I am, one of the leaders of Rain. She chuckles. Strange how fate does that sometimes.
Well, let's ensure that no more tragedies befall this house.
Well, it was an accident of my husband's design. He was performing an experiment that just.
What?
There's a precaution that we were unaware of that we needed for the experiment, and as a result, my poor husband is now.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but we should get going.
Yes, it's all right. Good luck.
Actually, no, it's worth talking about.
Does anybody want to do anything at the moment, or do you all just want to get going?
Bai Guang is he's getting antsy. But he's not going to yell at anybody if somebody else has something they need to do.
All right. 200 gold pieces later.
Okay.
Y'all are out the door.
Wait, 200 gold pieces later.
Okay,
Yes.
we got 200 gold along with our items.
Yes. So Dawn gave it to you guys for the purposes of, quote, acquiring information and any other necessities in rescuing. I'll not paraphrase. And it is currently, I believe, just set. So it is twilight at the moment. Or is it actually night? We'll say it's twilight. The sun will be set. It'll be dark very soon. And you guys find yourselves in front of the doors of House Snowdawn.
So, where do we find these sisters Grum?
Big one. Do you know the way?
Let's see. Referring to my out of character notes. If I remember, we have to head to the burrows. We will find them there. Is that correct, Mr. DM?
I can actually confirm this.
Well, go
Yes.
ahead.
This is correct, yes.
He makes his way to the carriage and it's like looking behind him to make sure the others are following.
Does anyone choose to hang around the estate?
Nope.
All right.
Clearly, Corvine abandons the quest.
And
Bai Guang almost orders Washington to start going, but he stops himself since Washington doesn't work for him.
all right, as you guys head on, Washington turns towards Corbine. So, boss, where are we headed?
Blank one knows the way.
He turns towards Baiguang.
To the burrows.
Yes. We should hurry.
He blinks a couple times. Wait, are you sure you want to go to the burrows?
Yes, go. Go.
Just be careful.
Okay. No offense, boss, but is it okay if I sort of drop you near the entrance of it? A big carriage like me stumbling through the burrows is kind of an invitation for trouble.
Saya looks toward
What?
Corvine. I actually recommend this.
Well, to be frank, boss, I'm kind of a slow target, and you have some nice stuff in here.
It's fine.
I mean, I'll take it to the burrows. I really don't want to go in there unless you absolutely need me.
What's important is your safety.
All right, well, hop on. I'll take you over there. And with that, he gets moving. And it's a fairly short trip. You guys are right next to it. And he drops you off just outside of a fairly seedy-looking neighborhood. It's not pretty in any stretch of the imagination.
Saya actually looks uneasy right now.
We're already targets.
Here.
It's a pizza.
Guys, yeah. The
Hey.
pizza arrived.
Pizza.
The pizza arrived as we have ordered.
Pizza, you have a cardboard magic item that you can turn into whatever magic item of rare or lower rarity.
You can turn it into rarity.
We all got magic items, so you get to pick one.
And just because we can, we'll use this magic type. Is it? This will do the job just fine.
So, OC, are the manacles actually the item I asked for? But
Yes, they're just
okay,
flavored.
they're just
flavored.
flavored differently. Okay,
Oh,
I'm fine with that. I just wasn't sure what you were doing.
It was me
OC,
for-
what are you doing?
It was me forgetting for a quick second that they're technically an orb, and calling them manacles, and then be like, well, I'm already here. Might as well roll with it.
gotta commit.
And
Also, I'm surprised you relinquished the opportunity to make jokes about grills.
I could have done a lot of things.
Now it's not a grill. Now it's a frostbite.
It's bigger.
Clearly, what we should be doing is not forgetting the fact that Carvine wears a big golden thing that keeps her cloak together in the middle of slums.
She's a noble, so
That's fine. Not all of them are thieves.
not all.
I'll tell you right now, we're going to be attacked maybe 3 or 4 times.
That's perfectly fine.
Is that an in-character caution?
It will probably become in character caution really soon.
And she's like, wait a second. You actually look very out of place.
No size well aware.
All right.
Matter of fact, she's not giving a care, and Sai already has her hood off.
I mean, it's
Whoa,
not like
fast
most
travel.
of us fit in here. So.
Whoa, that travel was fast.
Wow.
It's not it's not exactly, it's fairly grim looking. And obviously this is the direction you came from, and all right, well I'll tell you what, boss, I'm gonna go hang out at your family's while you're here, all right?
At what?
Your family's shipyards while you're here. Is that all right?
About that.
What about that?
They don't exactly know I'm here.
Oh. All right. Well, they always seem to find a way of getting a hold of me or find. So I'll just go find some safe place to stick myself for a while.
That's fine.
Come on, let me.
Just don't run into trouble.
There we go. Okay. Oh, I was.
That's for us.
That's so unreasonably hard to rotate. Provide you freaking creeper. As
Ah,
why?
Ah.
Why? Whatever. Roll 20.
Don't run me over.
You do that.
Yes, yes. He actually pulls over and hits
Maybe.
Sai on his way out.
Beep,
ah.
beep.
Deja vu. Da-da-da-da.
All right.
He's trying to hit her toes with a wheel.
Whatever. Roll 20. You just do you. I've stopped caring.
Also, I'm gonna say that on the way here, Baiguang resummons Sai-Hong, but has Sai-Hong hiding in one of his saddlebags.
All right. Well, it's despite the fact that it's late at night, I'm not gonna say it's lively, but there's definitely people, and they're doing their various this, that's, and the other. Go on.
We're missing 2 members.
I was considering just popping down a new dandy, but
I popped down a new Corvine.
Everyone popped down a new thing.
I didn't.
You know,
I'm a rebel.
Sea Dragon.
I'm a maverick.
Oh no.
Populate this map.
Oh no, this is overpopulation.
It's becoming popular. Thank you.
There we go. We'll toss one up here. He's just a random passerby.
Because they would definitely be passing by this area at twilight.
Where's Slee?
Oh dear.
Yeah, so
Oh my word.
So, I don't know how to respond to this.
Oh, bravo reference, bravo.
alright, then we'll do
Pizza doesn't have a character sheet to drag a token down from.
yeah, that's I realized I was like, I should do
Where?
we are.
It's a pizza.
It's not actually a pizza. It's amber.
So No still has a character sheet, and Pizza doesn't even have a sheet.
This is the system.
Okay. That should be you should be able to control your sprite now, Amber. Should. Well, the proverbial ball is in your guys' court. Like I said, you see a few individuals milling about, just doing.
By the way,
business.
I can only see Fagwang's health bar along with mine.
Oh yeah, since everybody made new sprites except me.
Yep.
All right, Stars. Actually, can you see mine?
I cannot.
Cannot.
Oh,
All the settings would have been reset for new ones.
But yeah, there is a way to fix that. I just
I don't know what it is off the top of your head.
it requires the DM.
Yeah,
I'm working
and-
on it.
this is our DM.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
working
did
on
This is where the magic happen.
I did that thing with the Monster Rancher test.
Alright, you all should be able to see each other's bars now.
So yeah,
was gonna say, I
Sai is
think-
actually going to be, trying to take front, seeing as the Longma here is probably going to try and take front.
That appears to
She's
be a
actually
random-
really concerned about the area.
that appears to be a random deer just walking along,
Oh.
doing their thing.
Real quick, I was just gonna say, apparently I am able to control Amber. That's interesting.
Evil organization.
But I don't understand.
But more urgently,
Amber should be able to, or Pizza should be able to control Amber.
Bai Guang, let's see. Let me double check. Name of thing.
Wait, is that you moving Amber around, Pizza?
So,
Okay, cool.
Let's
do
see.
you
No, he's not going to magically enhance his voice right now. He's just going to look about at the nearby citizens and call out to nobody in particular. I am looking for the sisters Grom.
Sai is going to immediately take one of her floating icicles
and throw them?
and just take the blunt side of it and just whack Bai Guang's leg with it.
The peg leg or a good leg?
No, she's
Yeah, the pig leg or the real one?
the real one, so it
Yeah.
actually feels pain.
You're on
I
the
was
peg-like
being-
side.
I was just being cheeky. Anyways, continue.
What do you think you're doing?
He gives her a death glare and does badly at it.
As her
Saving
glare is
time.
deathly cold. Are you asking to die before we get there?
Hold on.
Bagwong looks at Corvine.
Actually, you know what? Can I make an opposing intimidation check instead?
Sure.
You can try to be as intimidating as you want.
That's one of my only proficiencies.
That's my proficiency too.
Well, you're a rogue, so it doesn't count.
Well, it appears that Saye is
More intimidating than Bagwong right now.
it appears Saye is legitimately upset with you at the moment.
Wow, this is enlightening.
And her words,
Oh yeah, so much has changed.
it seems like she has a really good point. As a side note, since I'm here, the way I typically address players making these sort of checks towards each other, like persuade, intimidate, whatever have you, what I do is I'll have the players roll, and then depending on it, I'll never constrain a player to act a certain way. Like, let's say even if you create your diplomacy in regards to another character, I'm not going to say that character has to do it. Rather, what I'll say is, this character has a really solid point. Like, you can't really refute their logic, but it's still up to you to react how you see fit. So whether or not by going to actually intimidate by Saye is a person how to react to the situation. It's just that what she's saying sort of drives the point home a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that out there. So if you guys want to make these checks to each other, that's how I as a DM will have it.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring more or less. But yeah, no, Bagwong flinches back just a little bit and backs off from,
There's
physically insulting side.
when you mention that, a few ungulates sort of look at you. This one kind of takes a step back and looks at you strangely. There's one over here also. And this one just glances almost disinterested at you and then looks back. But this one, there we go.
Yes, no, his response is simply, I will not die until I have accomplished what I came here to do.
Clearly, we should rush down all the ones I've backed up.
Society, do you have a response to that?
Look, this group is unlike any of the other organizations in the lane. And you should know this by now. However, just waltzing into the territory and shouting out, "Here I am! I have a target on me! Fire at will." That is basically what you said.
I don't know.
Would
It
speed
could
things
lure
up.
them out.
Do you know how big they are? Not even the law wants to deal with them.
The law isn't exactly organized.
No, as in, they don't want to touch them. The Sisters'
Yeah,
Drum
it was
is
Twilight.
invincible.
Well, it was twilight when you guys left Snow Dawn. It has become night now.
Yeah, what I mean is Twilight is basically night.
Well, I mean, there's now no longer any sun. It's now officially dark. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the RP. I just wanted to mention that.
If you were found murdered on the street, there would be no justice.
Well, then, what do you suggest?
Not shout.
That is not a suggestion. That is an
Yes,
anti-suggestion.
Sounds like a perfectly good suggestion to me.
Well then, let's keep shouting. If there's no other choice, then there's no other choice. Time is urgent here.
Well, I mean, what were the conditions that they had for returning Vixen?
Did they even have any?
Yeah, all I recall was that she's been kidnapped.
Yep. There wasn't a mention. There wasn't a mention of any ransom. Or like that.
They just have her, and I want her back.
Have you considered that if they find out a rescue party is here, they will kill her?
Like, one can't argue that.
Yes, but give a suggestion. If you have a problem,
Very well.
we need to do something. So you have
Go further in.
how?
Right here, we are at the border. We'd have no chance to reach.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Did you cut out, or did you start
Hold
talking?
on.